Yo, 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 Minecrafters, and welcome back to the finale. Redstone Wars.
Dun
Dun,
dun.
dun, 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 dun. Generikb versus Tyken132. How you doing, pal?
Doing fine. Ready to
Are you,
stomp some ass.
I was gonna say, are you shaking in your boots right now, brother?
I'm not wearing boots.
I'm not wearing clothes. Wait.
That's the great thing about being a YouTube commentator. You can do this in your underwear if you want to, and often do. Or at least,
Yeah.
you know, don't want them to know that.
Or maybe you do. Okay. Anyway, so for those of you who haven't seen the first half, stop this video and go back and watch the first half. This is Redstone Wars, 1 hour man-to-man head-to-head design competition, and this time we are doing epic farms. And yeah, we're halfway through. Uh, I'm raring to go.
Good.
Yes. So,
Are
all
you
right.
ready to lose?
No, I ain't losing this one, sucker. There's no way. So
I think
I
even with the
am
handicap, you're still gonna need help. Gonna probably have to just let you win.
maybe, maybe. We'll see.
No, I'm not that nice.
Never give up, buddy.
Never give
Is
up. Never
is
surrender.
is David versus Goliath? Okay,
Uh,
so I'm hitting it.
am I David or Goliath?
Uh-huh. You be whoever loses. I was never really good with those.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah. Okay, so I am hitting the button. 30 minutes. Start right now. Good
Muting
luck,
you.
sucker.
Okay. Uh, so apparently he messed up in the last video a lot. So we're gonna probably have a big advantage here. We're gonna probably have to use that to our advantage. Also, quick little, I guess you could say, flaw about this particular design is there's no real room to put any form of lighting. So the best way to use lighting for this kind of thing is, of course, to use glowstone. But there's one other alternative if you don't have a lot of glowstone or you don't like using, this much. Of course, you don't really need this much. You can space them out. But, it looks nicer, I suppose. But like I said, there is one other thing you can do. Let me go ahead and block this and then put like a little trench here so the water doesn't backflow. Okay, let's go ahead and get through all this, destroy these, and okay. Then we simply put this back, get rid of these. Oh, it's getting dark again. Let me go ahead and put that up. Get some torches, and some of these stone blocks. Then you just pretty much alternate, get rid of these because they're in the way. Alternate, alternate. Well, even then you don't need to alternate that much, but basically you can alternate more. I mean, like put one here, then just have a single torch on each side, which should give enough light to this one, even though not nearly as much, but it should be enough regardless. Then put another one here, and then the last one you can just put like a single torch like right here instead. Of course, or you can make this a little bit more even, put more, put less, depending on what you want. Have more light. Either way, it works, and it looks good too. And it, provides light to both sides, so it's also efficient. Now, I was showing this a bit off during the end of the first half, although I still technically wasn't working on it, just, showing it off, so I don't think it's cheating. But let's go ahead and give this a full show off. Go ahead and put pumpkins on this side to go ahead and fill it up, since we don't want to have to sit here and wait for every single one to spawn. And let's activate this and see how well it works. Pushes up and instantly pushes out. It's relatively quick, and you could probably put a pulse limiter on this to make it even faster. However, the problem with pulse limiters is sometimes it screws up and the sticky pistons don't pull the dirt back down. But as you can see, there's pretty much no loss on the pumpkins. And on the melons, there's always one piece that likes to fall backwards. Always one. Or some that get stuck somewhere. It's always a single piece. I don't know why, but it does. Anyway, with this particular farm design, it's completely modular, so you can stack it up as many times as you want. Of course, it works better if you stack it sideways, because you can just put another cell right next to it. Oops. People messaging me right in the middle of a competition. Figures how that works. Anyway, um, like I said, it works better if you do these sideways, considering, like, if they drop down here, you could just have another one of these directly on side of it and have them push into the same trench. Um, However, it may accidentally push them onto the other platform, so you may want to put an extra space, such as, 2 spaces between. Depends on if you have problems or not, and there may be a way I could probably fix that in the future. Like, actually, I could probably think about fixing it right now, since the items would go, let's see, this would push up and they would push out. So if you put a divider right here in front of the pistons, it will, well, rather right here, if you're only putting one space. No, that wouldn't work. You would still have to put 2 to 3 spaces between them. So, yeah, I'm not entirely sure how well that would work, all things considered. But we'll like I said, I'll probably figure that out in the future. Raw prototype design, but it works really well so far. There's not a ton of complicated wiring. It's really simple. I was going to go for more complex type of farms, but I know the standard viewer has no idea how to use any type of redstone, and even this little bit probably confuses a lot of people. So I figure the best way to win this competition is to simply build simple machines, so to speak. Nothing overly advanced or complex, just something anyone could build and still be really efficient and modular. So in other words, you can make this as big as you want. Length may be a problem, unless you put space in between for repeaters to carry the signal. But other than that, you can have this as long as you want, and then as wide, putting as many sideways or stacking them on top as you want. But yeah, I think that should be everything for that. So let's go ahead and move on to our next farm design. Let's see, I've done wheat, I've done mushrooms. The only 2 left that I could do, well, I could do cactuses, but there's so many. There's not much you can do with cactuses. It's pretty much one uniform design. Let's go ahead and get rid of this inventory. We can do mushrooms. Let's do a flower one real quick, since this is a really simple invention. Requires no knowledge of redstone. I know this is Redstone Wars, but I figure all of you would like to see it anyway. First, we make a cube. I think it's 7 by 7, but you want a 5 square space in between. So just make sure there's 2 on every side. You could probably make this a little bit bigger, but I feel this is just big enough. And yes, that's what she said. Make it 2 tall, or you can make it 3, rather. You're going to need a roof, but you don't actually have to make the walls tall. You don't even have to do the corners, since the corners don't matter, but I'm doing them anyway. Okay, next we just put up a little roof right here. You can literally just make this out of dirt. Doesn't matter what material you want to make it in. It could be pure cobblestone. You're not really going to be, seeing it much. Next, what you can do here is at least what I recommend doing, since doors have opacity. Probably put a piston door right here, which is really simple. I could probably throw one together real quick. Let's see, the piston's going to want to be here. And then one here. Yeah, that looks about right. And then we simply get some redstone. Have this come up like right here. Actually, I could probably just stay right there. You can just run this off behind a wall or something. And then the bottom one, also quite simple. You're just going to put a redstone current 2. And then have it come up here and connect to these 2. Again, you can hide this better. I'm just, throwing a little mock-up design. And put like a switch right here. We're going to have to move the redstone up right here. Or just move this over. Have this come up, put redstone right there, and block that off. Okay, basically a quick little redstone door. It's not hard. You just basically point redstone at the pistons, sticky pistons, and do that. Then of course you could probably have one on the inside as well, but I wouldn't recommend one on the inside unless it was up. like right here. Actually, right here would work too, at least for that particular thing. Because if you have a ceiling right here, you can't even see the redstone, so it wouldn't matter. But right there works just as fine. Then you close it when you're on the inside, and you can't see anything except for this. Of course, you're not gonna be able to see this well simply because it's dark and it needs to be a dark room. You get a stack full of bone meal, and well, let me just show you the inside of the room real quick with a little torch, glowstone. It's just basically too high room. You don't really need it any taller since you don't really need the space. It's basically just a grass floor, and it has to be grass. Should be pretty easy to do, especially if you have silk touch. And then what you do is you just simply spam this in the middle. And basically what it does is whenever one spawns to another one, it updates, and it's like, hey, it's too dark in here. You can't stay in here, and it pops off the ground. And essentially gives you a crap ton of flowers and seeds. So let me go ahead and turn out this light and show you guys how it works. You just spam this, and instantly seeds, I'm not sure if you guys can see this. I might turn up the brightness if I can. Actually, let me try turning up the brightness now. Video settings, brightness is already 70%. Still probably can't see worth a damn, but you can see my inventory at least, which just spamming it a couple of times. Well, actually, let's take off creative mode and see just how well this works. Of course, you might have to clear it sometimes afterwards, because there might be a few lingering pieces of grass. You might also have to do that in the middle of it, because sometimes it just gets weird on the placement and doesn't always work. But let's see, go ahead and do a stack. And like I said, you might have to break it occasionally, but you just keep spamming this button, and it keeps working. And look at already all these flowers, tons of seeds. Of course, you generally don't need a bunch of seeds, especially if you have a wheat farm. But if this is your first wheat farm, then this is a perfect way to do it. Let's go ahead and collect all these. I'm not sure if you can see it, but flowers are just, well, not just flowers, but seeds and everything are just kind of exploding from the ground. Like I said, sometimes a few pieces of grass just stay afterwards and don't want to pop off, so you just easily punch them. Just from that one stack of bone meal, I got a stack of yellow flowers, a stack of red flowers, and a couple of extra flowers, as well as like almost 4 stacks of seeds just from that one thing of bone meal. So this works really well. You can try making this a little bit bigger. I'm not sure what the range on bone meal is, but generally it works really well. I'd actually like to thank Semantic X. He's a fellow YouTuber, but he hasn't been doing YouTube videos that much lately. He was a good friend of mine, though, runs my website. He's the one that actually showed me this design. It isn't mine. I just kind of wanted to show it off to everyone. But let's go ahead and get started with the last farm design I have before the competition ends, because, you know, I want to get in as much as I can. We're going to be building my mushroom farm. It's going to be slightly complicated to do because I'll have to use glass to show it off, but it should work. Let's see. Get some glass to show it off, get some stone to borderline or outline it, get some where are they? Mushrooms. I probably just passed them up, didn't I? Yep. Red and brown, and then get some red and brown wool to emphasize. Oh, and some blue wool too, I suppose. First, we're going to build the outline of this thing. Let's go ahead and do it like so. Okay, first of all, we're going to have the brown master mushroom and the red master mushroom there. If you don't know what a master mushroom is, it's basically the mushroom that all the other ones spread from. So, master mushroom, or whatever, dominant mushroom, whatever you want to call it. Next, you're going to make kind of like an H design. Oops, red. You're going to make an H design for each of them, kind of together. The part where the stone is pretty much is going to be kind of full, like you're going to block this off. You don't want any mushroom spreading there, but for our purposes, we're going to put glass so it doesn't obscure anything. The mushrooms are going to go here, the masters in the middle, and basically what this red and brown represent is where it's going to spread around the mushroom. The mushrooms, interestingly enough, the way the code works, this is pretty much the optimized setting, or at least for this particular design. There's another design. I didn't invent it, but someone basically used my idea, and also kind of a friend, or at least someone I know, took my design and basically gave it a higher spawn rate, but at the same time made it less modular. This particular design is kind of like a mushroom cell, or at least that's what I call it, which basically stores up mushrooms over time, has the highest capacity, as well as a decent spread rate. So I kind of prefer this design over the other one, where the other one has a slightly higher spawn capacity or spawn rate. I just simply don't like that it doesn't spawn fast enough. Okay, let's go ahead and outline this so you guys know where everything goes. Again, this is going to be a modular design, so I only really need to build a single floor, simply because after that you can stack it all on top of each other. But I'll do a couple of floors just for show. So basically it's supposed to look like this. The stone part is the part that is basically going to be the walls or the structure of the actual cell farm. And you can fill it in like right here in between these and in the corners, but it honestly doesn't matter. And if you don't feel like digging that out or filling it in with useful materials, then it's not necessary. Anyway, much like the plant farm, the wheat farm, the water is going to go through here in the corners, and again I'm using wool to represent this. So basically these are the channels for the water. Basically what it does is the water comes through here, flows directly through here, collecting these mushrooms, these mushrooms, these mushrooms, and these mushrooms, all the way through, and drops down here, and then goes through the next level, then drops down here, and then goes through. It basically continues all the way there. This particular design, like I said, the way Notch messed up, or I'm not sure if Notch specifically, but the way they messed with the code, mushrooms have been severely nerfed, so they don't spread nearly as fast, and only a limited amount of mushrooms can spawn within the same, I think, 9 squares of each other. So this is literally the maximized amount of mushrooms you can get per floor. The cool thing about this design, like I said, you can only have 5 of each mushroom, so a total of 10 mushrooms per 9 square radius around each one. So like just say you want to have another brown mushroom, you couldn't have another brown mushroom for another 9 squares. So you can technically stack these, but you can't put them side by side, or rather you can, but you have to space them so they don't conflict. It's also a 3 high radius, so from here it's down 1, and then in the middle, and then 1 above it. And directly above it will be the next floor, so you don't have to worry about any conflicting problems. So in other words, stacking this will give you the most efficiency, and it's small, compact, and it will work. The thing about mushrooms is they're not going to directly spread right here. Sometimes they jump, sometimes they like to move. They're really weird about where they spread, but the point is this gives the optimized floor space, and it has optimized, what are the words? It's compact enough, and it gives it just enough room to spread as much as it needs to. Since you can only have a total of 4 off of this thing, it gives 2 extra pads for each, so you should have no real conflicting problems. I mean, you could always compact a little bit more, but you would probably be just hurting the design itself rather than improving it. But again, making this design on each floor isn't hard to do. I'm going to go ahead and use glass, bring it up another floor. My glass is actually really hard to see, since it's pretty much just invisible with borders. Originally I liked the design, but it's kind of hard to see sometimes. I may change that in my texture pack later, but we need to hurry up and do this before our competitor over there gets done. Oh, it was actually funny because originally I thought we were going to be building like on the same world on like an SMP, and I thought it would have been hilarious to, instead of building a farming machine, building a TNT cannon, and at the end when he shows it off, I would have just blow up his and be like, well, my invention blew up yours, so I'm obviously the winner. Of course, that would be a joke, and I'm not sure I would do that in a serious competition, but it is still an amusing idea. But let's go ahead, block this like so. I think you can use any material for mushrooms to spread on. I'm not sure if they're picky about what they spread on. Of course, the interesting thing is if you're lucky enough to find a mushroom biome in your world, and you're lucky enough to get, well, I'm sure there's another way to do it, but it would take a long time. You could either use pistons, you can let it grow naturally. Oh, excuse me, indigestion tonight. You can let it grow naturally across dirt, or you can get lucky enough to also have a Silk Touch tool where you can gather mycelium, because if you use mycelium, mushrooms can basically spread and grow on it regardless of light levels. So you can pretty much build this out of grass and not have any issues. Because as you see, whenever I put another block next to the mushrooms, they pop off because they get updated, and it's like, no, you can't be here. The light's too high, so it pops off, much like the grass and the flowers in the box over there. The light level's too low, so it can't survive, and it pops off. But let's see. Okay, pretty much do the same design coming here, and it's pretty much this repeating over and over. And of course, we're also going to do the same design. Of course, this time I'm going to show you that you can actually use it with ladders, since they removed the collision, because sometimes if you used ladders, the collision would make the mushrooms stick on top of them, so you couldn't use them before, but now you can. Unfortunately, there's other things you can't use ladders for anymore, and you can't stand on top of ladders anymore, which sucks, but basically trading one problem for another. But like I said, the water basically hits, or I think I did that wrong. No. Okay, just say there's another floor here. It flows over the edge. No. Yeah, it's definitely here, not here. I put this too high. To make sure you're not doing this wrong, you have to make sure they're even with the floor. So I would either have to move this one lower or one higher, and since I put it on that side, it would be one higher. But basically, put this here. The next floor would be, or would it? Let me check just to make sure. Okay, just say this is here. The water would flow down here, hit the ladder, then would flow across here, hit this ladder, knocking all the items down here. The items would flow through here, or drop through here. The water would catch on the ladder, since it's technically a solid block considered to the water. It would flow across here, drop down through here, and continue the, I guess, slinky effect, just like there. So basically, with every platform, you have to put ladders on the edge right here, and you alternate between them. So the next floor would have ladders on this side, where the water flow would be here. So let's go ahead and show you a quick little example. Just say, let's build this up. Just making a little water channel here. Making it blue for effect. Gonna make it a little bit brighter. Drop of water, and, well, let's go ahead and break that. No. Yeah, ladder's gonna be on this side, since there was a ladder on the other side the other time. And then there's going to be a channel there for the water to flow into next. So let's go ahead and add a water, and you can see the effect of this, where it flows through, gathers those mushrooms, flows through, gathers these mushrooms. Same effect, just on a smaller scale. And again, those mushrooms popped off because the block next to it, the water, updated it and said you can't be here, so it knocked it off. This is a bit of a messy design. I actually did a full tutorial on my channel. I can link that in the description below if you guys want it. I can also do a full tutorial on all these other farms. I'm not sure if you would consider this an official tutorial or not, or just me free building. If you want tutorials, I do them. Just say in the comments that you want them or something. But I think that's it for all my farms. The only other farm I can think... Oh yeah, reed. Might as well try that while I have time. Not sure how much more time we have, but I pretty much got all my mainstream inventions out of the way. I also did a tutorial for this reed farm that I'm going to do, but I've optimized it since then, made it better, less stupid. Dirt, water, and we're going to need reed. Could never find the items on this thing. Okay. Oh, I swear that looked like a creeper at first. Okay, first we're going to have a little channel of water right here for our reed to drop into. I'm just going to fill this up, because you need water next to reed or it won't grow, unfortunately. We can go ahead and stack this up to 3. And then we're going to go ahead and, well, we need pistons. Where are the pistons? You can use sticky pistons or regular pistons. I generally prefer regular pistons for this simply because, I mean, why waste sticky pistons if you don't have to? Of course, if you have extra slime balls and you're not worried about, materials or anything, then yeah, it's definitely worth it, I suppose. So it's not a big issue. You can make it look a little fancier, but generally sticky pistons, it has to be an extra block too, so it becomes a little less compact for looks. So it's whatever you want. Yeah, wait, this is doing. I'm doing it right. I was worried I was screwing up for a moment there. And right there. Okay. This design is pretty simple. From the top one, you just put 2 blocks back. Originally, I only had 1 piston, and it was really not compact. The wiring was really messy, and it wasn't done right. Make sure they have no ticks, and just string all this together. Then you can just put like a button on this or something. You can have like an entire button going here, but let's go ahead and put it on another side real quick, just because we can. We only need to add 1 extra block, and then another row of pistons, another one across the top.
Boo.
What do you want?
4 minutes and 30 seconds remain.
Okay, I'm pretty much done anyway. I was just screwing around a little bit.
All right.
So you better hurry up.
You know what? You tell me when you're done.
Well, I was just screwing around with one more little invention. I'll go ahead and finish this up, and then I'll tell you, okay?
Okay, you have 4 minutes and 13 seconds.
Okay. See you.
See ya.
Okay, you heard him, guys. Only have a few more seconds, or minutes, rather. So, we're just going to go ahead and do this real quick. Pretty simple. Basically what you do on each floor, since you don't need to worry so much about stacking or anything, you can basically put another row of, reed directly on top, but of course you need water to make sure they all grow. So what I did is I put a little kind of a trench thing like this, and there's 2 ways you can do this. You can have the water either flowing all the way down. Damn it, stop screwing up. You either have the water flowing all the way down like this, and it seriously won't matter. Plus it may look kind of cool depending on your tastes. Or what you can do is, what is it? Put a ladder or stair. Crap, I didn't have any in inventory. Take off creative mode, get the ladder, turn on creative mode. Basically just put the ladder right there, it blocks off the water flow and just keeps it right there. And you're done. Well, it keeps flowing, but just block this off for now. And like I said, you can just put, more on the top and continue doing this all the way up. Just run the wire up using either ladder effect or the redstone thing. And then we press the button, it auto-harvests, push it into the trenches, and of course you'll have a wall here, so they don't get, pushed all over the floor. But that's about it for this design. I hope you like it. Now let's go ahead and tell him we're done, so we can, inform him that we've won. Okay, pretty much done. Didn't take too long to whoop your butt. Hello?
Man, I was trash talking you and I had my microphone muted.
Ah, you were trash talking me and you had it muted. That's no fun for anyone.
I know. Noob mistake. Noob mistake.
Oh, now it's not going to be nearly as effective.
So, it's done. Pencils down. Redstone down.
Like I need redstone. I was just adding the feathers and the saddle to the finishing touches.
Oh, that's man. I still got 1 minute. Where's my saddle? I I gotta put a saddle on a. Shh, hold on, it's secret. It's on now. Now we're even. Now we're even.
I don't have anything to put a saddle on. Well, I did, but that was at the beginning of the video. You'll see later.
Oh, I can't wait. Okay, so guys, we're ready for you to vote. Remember, you have to watch both sides, both videos. There's links on the video and the annotations. There's links in the description below the video. Check us both out before you do. Now, if you guys have watched my previous Redstone Wars, you know our voting system has been kind of a hit and miss. Tyken came up with a great idea, simple idea.
Like always.
Like always, thumbs up. So if you like my video, which you will, you'll like mine much more than you like Tyken's, just hit thumbs up on the video. And if you happen to like Tyken's more, for whatever crazy reason that might be, then you hit thumbs up on his. And then after a certain period of time, we'll count up thumbs.
We could also do another video at the end or something. Like once we total up all the votes, we can just add up another video and throw it up saying the scores.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
And then you could probably do that for each week, have like a little update like last week, so and so won with this many points, and then this week.
I like it. Perfect. So that's all I've got. Tyken, you were a worthy competitor.
Oh, you don't even know. I'm just gonna dominate you.
I can't wait. Yeah. So for you folks out there in YouTube land, we have no idea what each other have done, and we won't know until it gets published on YouTube. So
Yeah,
you're
since
watching it the first time we're watching it. So
Yeah. We were in our own little separate world, single player, so we have no interactions besides Skyping and stuff.
that's right. Regardless of who wins and who loses, this is all about having fun and is all about opening up people's eyes to new channels. So
Yeah,
for
definitely.
for you guys who are Tyken fans, do you have names for your fans like Tykenites or anything like that?
I really don't have anything that would sound good. Although I thought it was funny because if I ever had my own convention, it would be called a Tycon, which is a horrible
Ooh.
pun, but it
Oh,
fits.
It's pretty good. Yeah, I like it. So if you are a fan of Tyken, but you check out my stuff and you like it, be sure to subscribe. And for all my hermit Minecrafters out there, go check out Tyken for sure. He's got some really cool stuff he does. His hidden base is amazing. Yeah,
Oh, you
that's it.
flatterer.
I try.
But I have to admit, I've looked at some of your inventions, and we think a lot alike. So if any of my fans like me, they'll definitely like you.
Well, good. That's what I like to hear. Okay, that's all I've got. Do you have anything else you want to say, Senior Tyken?
Try not to cry too hard when you see the voting.
Yeah, I will try. I'll try. All right, until next time, guys. Thank you for watching Redstone Wars.
See you
Take
guys
care.
next time.
Take care. Brush your hair. See you when I see you. Peace.